What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Weekly, the show where normally we talk about new comics, but they have not arrived yet. We talk about some news and all stuff like that. I'm Chris, Dark Avenger C86. Next to me is Cat Comic Uno.
Hey guys, what's up?
Below me is Mike, Dude of Rock 18.
What's up, Dude of Rock 18 here.
And unfortunately, Mike, Spider Slayer, Comic Corner 2.0 could not be here tonight. And unfortunately, also Brandt, Last Ember Press, could not be here tonight. Both are super busy, and one is not feeling too well. So we send our prayers and well wishes to the one not feeling well.
We're all falling apart. That's
it's
the
the quarantine. It's people are going start. There are no new books.
Yeah, that's definitely the hardship. No new books. Yeah. So sadly, because of the quarantine, that's why Mike couldn't come on, but Brandt, he's just feeling the pain. So
we just hope for the best for them. But welcome to the show, everybody, and we hope to give you some
Hello, Black Knight. I already highlighted, so I'll highlight it again because it's a Hello, Black Knight. What's going on, my friend? So tonight we've got some news. And we're going to be doing our regular Q&A. We'll see how long. I mean, there's 3 of us here, so there's a lot you could question. There's some other stuff we can talk about also before we round up the show. But I'm going to turn it over to Kat with the news, which is very interesting. So get your typing fingers ready. It's stuff to discuss.
Well, I'm going to take off the only things that Brandt marked down. So let me do that first. But yeah, let's get into... Brand and me were going to discuss this, but there's a new Saved by the Bell trailer that came out.
Oh, I can discuss it with you. I watched it.
There we go. Are you excited?
I'm looking. It looks cool. Like I didn't watch that much Saved by the Bell, but at the same time, it's cool to see that they're now the grown-ups, and you got a new cast of people playing the kids.
See, I was on the side of like, I don't know if I need this because I was watching and I'm like, do I need the show over again except worse?
Remember, I don't watch TV, Cat. So the fact that I'm just saying that the trailer looks cool doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and watch it. But I did love the part where it's like, I had this girl and I got into a fight with my best friend. I think it was your mom. But then I met somebody. I think it was your mom.
Yeah, it definitely plays with that nostalgia for sure. We'll see. I mean, I'll definitely like check out the first episode, see where it goes. I'm guessing Michael did not watch the trailer. So.
Oh, no, I was just saying hi to Bavarian.
All right, well, let's get into something Michael can discuss, which is the new Justice League Dark TV show with HBO Max. So what are your thoughts? Who do you want to see on this team?
Well, what I want to see on the team is what we saw in, like, the New 52, like John Constantine, Zatanna, and, like, you know, like the people that were in the New 52 run. I mean, the ones that were in this universe's DC, I'm not sure if that might flow well because you have the Constantine TV show that happened.
From Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have the other shows that where Zatanna appeared on Smallville. So I think like the other heroes that were in it as well, I think would be more beneficial for it to be on that. But I'm excited for this. I really cannot wait to see what teams are going to be on there. Maybe Swamp Thing too.
So go ahead, finish your team.
Because Swamp Thing was there from time to time, hitting John Constantine, you know, all the time. Yeah.
So here's the question now. We have the DC hello, by the way. Hello, everybody I've highlighted. So, so what? I guess egg came first instead of chicken. So here's my question. We have the DC streaming service, that wonderful, streaming service that came out now almost 2 years ago. Why is Justice League Dark on HBO Max?
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to do the same treatment so the DC Universe shows we're seeing publicized other places. So we have Stargirl is going to be on the CW. So if we get to see Justice League Dark on HBO Max, does that mean we can also see it on DC Universe? I would hope so.
I would hope so too, because if we don't, and then also Sean said also about HBO getting Green Lantern. If we don't see these shows on the DC streaming service as well, why do we have a DC streaming service, or why not just merge with HBO at this point? I mean, look at the Disney streaming service. You got Disney, you got Discovery, you've got what other channels did they throw in there? History Channel,
ESPN, I guess.
ESPN. Oh, really? Oh, well, no. That's a package deal. I mean, with just the Disney.
Oh, just in the Disney Plus.
Didn't CW say they didn't want to go with HBO? Because CW intertwines with the whole.
Mm,
I don't know. You're thinking about the TVs. No, you're thinking about CW. I'm talking about DC streaming service connecting with HBO Max.
Oh wow!
Their
Well,
movies
yeah,
and
they
whatnot.
would do that.
I mean, that would make more sense. What's up, Comic Universal? I would think that would make better sense to just merge at this point, or have it like what you just said, Kat, ESPN plus Disney. So this is DC streaming service plus HBO Max.
yeah, I'm curious to see what the next round of DC Universe shows are, just because, yeah, Green Lantern, and then you have Dark, Justice League Dark on HBO. Like, what are the plans for DC Universe past, Stargirl and the initial shows they announced? These are all still shows that they originally announced for the streaming service. So we'll see. I hope that they're able to share both. And we'll see.
Sean
And
said,
go-
I think, I was
No, you
going to say, Sean said that he thinks DC will get rid of the service. I did a trial run of it, and the only show I really got into was Harley Quinn.
Harley is aces. It's really good. I mean, from what I hear, that's not the case, but I mean, things change. But as of right now, they want to coexist, which I'm happy about. I do like writing for them. So, and yeah, it's more of the community aspect, I think, for the streaming service compared to HBO, where it just be like, watch the show and you don't really talk about it. But
yeah, DC has a little bit extra to it. So I mean, I just hope it gets better. I really do, because at this point, Disney's sweeping the floor with DC.
Yeah, although I feel like Disney Plus hasn't released newer content besides The Mandalorian.
That's true.
But they do have the Marvel shows and all that, so really excited. And they've announced that. Obviously things are going to be delayed, though. Going back to Justice League Dark, I think it'd be interesting to see like the Swamp Thing of the DC universe, or Constantine that's on Legends, come onto those shows, especially Constantine, because like a lot of people like Matt Ryan, and I don't think they could picture another Constantine. But yeah, definitely would like to see Zatanna. I'm not a huge J.J. Abrams fan, though, so I really don't know how to feel about him being attached to it. But we'll see.
I'll probably have to catch it when it comes on DVD, because I don't have HBO Max.
Harley Quinn's finally going on DVD, so recommend that. Yeah, really loved Harley. I was so shocked by it, and season 2 has been really good. It's even better than season 1. But let's go on to another topic Michael wanted to really discuss, which is the Venom 2 movie gets a title, which is going to be called Let There Be Carnage.
So Let There Be Carnage, when I saw this article, I was like really, really hyped up. But then I said, wait, with this whole virus that's going on, it's not going to come out so soon. So then I saw, well, it was going to get released in October of this year. And now it got switched to June of next year.
Everything is definitely being switched.
Everything's delayed, so this shouldn't surprise me.
I know, but it's like, this was like where we were going to see Carnage finally on a big screen.
They've been filming in quiet then, because usually there's hype behind these movies where you get to see some behind the. I mean, we saw Batman behind the scenes while they're filming.
I don't know if they filmed it yet. I don't know.
If they filmed it, it was going to be ready by October. Man, they really must be like.
Whoa, was it October 2020? Oh, I guess they have filmed
it. They were, but
it
would have been like a great Halloween special. But if they're going to do something for June, maybe.
I don't think Marvel will ever buy DC, but I've never wanted Disney to buy DC more than right now.
So yeah, I think the comic book industry would be dead if that ended up happening. There would be no competition. Blah blah blah. Monopolies.
DC and Marvel versus the indies.
Yeah, but the indies would never survive.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. That is true. But Disney's going to own everything one day, so it won't matter. The indies will be owned by Disney. DC will be
secretly owned by Disney somehow.
YouTube will be owned by Disney. So everything will.
Oh my God! No.
We'll all be walking around with Mickey Mouse patches on our shirt.
Wouldn't be surprised. But let's move on to our next thing here, which is, let's do the Scoob gets a video release. So that was supposed to be a movie that came out in theaters, and now it's officially being released May 15th, which honestly I was a little surprised by. I thought that was a bigger title than to be released on demand. I'll watch it. I was looking forward to the movie with Scoob, like Scooby-Doo.
Oh, Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Yeah. So Scooby-Doo had a movie, and they're releasing it on home video, so I'll probably watch it on there. It's one of the only movies being released on home video that was from the theater that I'm interested in watching.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that maybe some like it would have been a little bit of a blockbuster hit, but I think that they're bringing more of the kids movies on demand, so that way, there'll be more kid movies to see, because for like teenagers and adult movies, those are going to get the biggest blockbuster hits, and maybe that's why they're putting
Sell
more
that to Frozen.
right, and that's why they're probably putting more kid-friendly stuff on demand and waiting for the adults and teenager ones to be later on in the year. Which is
I don't think it has to do with demographic. I think I guess they just didn't see this projecting that well. Because again, like if Frozen 2 was coming out now, they wouldn't release that for demand. They would wait until that was a beta release. Yeah. And even like a new Disney movie. But I guess because Scooby-Doo has so many direct-to-DVD movies already, that makes sense. So
it does, yeah.
We have a couple of questions here. So first up is Chad says, are all you guys on this channel writers of comic books? Me and Chris are, and Brant, who's not here.
Mike Mike Spider Slayer are not writers for comics at this time.
You never know. Then Mike Manhattan says, anyone see the Mandalorian season 2 trailer? I have not.
No, I have not.
I didn't even know there was a season 2 trailer. And haven't seen season 1 of the show, so
I'm still missing certain episodes of season 1.
So there you go. Big Mandalorian fans here. But let's go into something you are a fan of, Chris, and that is the live action One Punch Man in development by the writers of Venom.
I'm only worried because every single anime, I don't remember checking this off actually, but I'll talk about it anyway because I talked about it. I did.
Maybe honestly, Brant probably marked it down for you.
He probably did because I do not remember marking this, but I actually do have an opinion anyway. Every single movie they brought to America, Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, what other movie did they make a live action of? Street Fighter's a game. What was that?
I want to count Airbender, but it's not anime.
Yeah, no. You want to count it, it's a cartoon, but I mean, no. What's her name was in it? Scarlett Johansson was in it.
Oh, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, thank you.
Oh.
I'm not really too keen on One Punch Man being done in America. Don't know how I feel about that yet.
We'll also seeing like a bald guy just like punching people.
Well, you can just put like a wig.
Listen.
Oh, please don't.
One is an amazing writer. I love that, and I love oh god, what's that other one he writes? The Mob Psycho.
Oh, okay. I know that one. I heard good stuff about that.
And yes,
Evolution was horrible. Exactly. That's
whoever go to school is what was like what?
Alita was sick. Wait, Alita was sick looking. It was. See, the thing with Alita is they made her eyes like in the
manga. Yeah, her eyes are
so regular eyes. Yeah.
It was weird. I didn't see it though. Comic Universal X, did you guys like Joshua Williamson's Flash, or do you like? Is he still on the Flash? I like pieces of it, but I fell off.
Is that the current writing of Flash?
Yeah, that's the guy who's from issue 1 to now is the same guy.
Oh, geez, I dropped off of it. I just started again with issue 750, and I've been following forward. I'm enjoying it right now. I don't know.
I just feel like it's a very long run. But yeah, I've liked pieces of it. I think there's some good stuff in there, but obviously we've all dropped it at some point.
Same thing with Aquaman. It was really good. Then we dropped it. Then we picked it up again. Then we dropped it. I haven't picked it up again since, though.
Another question is, do you guys like the current Batman writer? I think he's solid. I mean, he's just started. I can't say if I like him or not because James Tynion, I'm guessing.
Oh, Tynion, yeah. He's all right so far. I mean, he's only got like 3 issues out. I mean,
exactly.
Aren't we leading into the Joker War? I mean, that's going to be off the hook. If everybody didn't pre-order their books for Joker War yet, pre-order.
Yeah, that's definitely we'll be talking about when that's released and all that. We're getting into the meat of the conversation soon. Yeah. But I mean, I was just gonna say we haven't seen much of him, so it's difficult to say if I like him or not.
I agree. I definitely agree. I was just going to make a joke and say I finally got my Nightwing issue 70. I think I had to pay $2 more for the book. But finally, people started to realize there's nothing special in Nightwing issue 70. So,
and then you got the issue.
Hey, look, I mean, it took me forever to get Batman 89, Batman 90. And I was lucky I pre-ordered Batman 91. I'm praying that whenever we'll talk about this subject, but I'm praying when things start to slowly come out, I'll grab Nightwing and Batman and everything else on time before other people buy it. Because my pre-order doesn't start until what would have been this month, but now it's next month.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into all that. Question from Mike Manhattan to me: how have you still not seen Alita Battle Angel? Because I've never planned on seeing it. Honestly, it just didn't look like my thing.
I have a good way to answer your question, Mike. Kat, how into anime are you?
A semi amount. Like I've seen anime. I like some anime. Anime.
There's your answer.
What is anime?
Answer. That's why.
Yeah, I like it. It just depends on the series. But not that type of anime. I like anime that's more character driven than here's this action piece. We have a couple of questions here. But let's save some. Let's actually get to a topic here. One is that Tiger King gets a comic. I think it's going to be an autobiography type thing. I mean, they're just utilizing the popularity of that series. I don't think I'd get it, but kudos. All right, let's see. We have a lot of things that are just like together, so I'm trying to save them. We have that Tom King is working on an unannounced maxi series. I don't even think we know if this is for DC or not. We just know.
Isn't it supposed to be Batman and Catwoman?
That's another one that's already been announced. This is something that's never been announced.
Yeah. I'm doing two maxi series at the same time.
Wait, aren't Max comics usually for Marvel?
Maxi.
That means 12 issues instead of 6.
Oh, okay. Because when I saw that, I was thinking probably it was Marvel.
A maxi series is a year-long series, like what Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen. A regular miniseries is 4 to 6 issues. Blech. I'm gonna get that out.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember when I interviewed him at Comic-Con, he mentioned that he wanted to write more characters that weren't just the middle-aged white guy. So I'm curious to see if he has a new protagonist, because one thing very similar with every story is that he writes about the same thing in different lenses, like Vision, Batman, Mr. Miracle, Adam Strange are all very similar type of characters. So I think it'll be interesting to if he gets out of his comfort zone and doesn't write that. So we'll see.
I love the statement of art middle-aged white guys. There's so many characters out there. Do you
I know.
have to worry about middle-aged white guys?
Really?
I know. But I mean, he's told some really interesting stories with them, and but I would love to see him expand to write something else. But yeah, Super Mario says, is there a comic book villain team that involves a collection of stupid villains? Superior Foes is the one I can think of.
Also in Wonder Twins, the B team for the Legion of Doom.
There you go. Yeah, like the Ketchup King or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also a Marvel. There's that not Sinister Six group.
Yeah, the one, and there was one that Boomerang ran with Shock.
That's the one.
Yeah, that one. Gosh, horrible.
Let's go on to San Diego Comic-Con, because then we're just going to get into all the DC Diamond stuff that's our main topic.
We should actually clear out the questions, and then we'll leave everything open for DC and Diamond.
Yeah, I agree.
I foresee with everybody talking now a flood of that's going to come in.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot to talk about. So if you guys have any questions now, obviously save your questions too for after our DC conversation. But yeah, San Diego Comic-Con was canceled. I obviously was going to go do coverage. Supposedly, for people who have tickets, I had press, but they're giving it to the next year. You can get a refund, which is great.
Oh, that's great. So that means you don't have to worry about really having to do all the work again to sign up.
Yeah, which is nice. So I think that's a good thing that they did with that. And I mean, it makes sense. I'm honestly glad they canceled it. That way you're not like just wondering like, okay, like what are we doing here? I got to cancel my plane.
Now everybody's fighting if New York Comic-Con is going to be open or not.
See, what's interesting about New York, I think would be in their benefit is that the tickets have not been sold.
Right.
Move the date.
But they
either move the date or cancel it for this year.
They might have to cancel it because with this whole case, now they're saying that a second wave of this coronavirus.
That's a rumor, the second wave. I don't think that's going to happen if we continue to follow guidelines.
To be honest, with all this that's going on, even if the virus is gone, I think to be more on the safe side of everyone's safety, that they should move it to next year.
I agree. Or at least like a March or something like that. Right, they want to do March and then do October.
Right.
And not only that, if you can't have New York Comic-Con as well because usually what they got from San Diego inputs it to New York Comic Con.
Well, that and also they're not filming anything, so there's no production, there's nothing going on.
Nothing's
So what's
going
there to
on.
talk about?
You know what they could do? And we all went to this New York Comic Con special edition for March, and then do the regular New York Comic Con next year in October.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Michael's not a fan of that.
I'm just like, I don't want to go into the city.
It was all right. It was just.
And besides, the Javits Center right now is being used as a makeshift hospital.
I was just gonna say that. Is anyone going into the Javits Center? I think the thing is, I think New Yorkers would stay away. Yeah, it's a makeshift hospital.
I won't go.
For corona patients.
For corona patients.
The Javits Center
have to be sterilized. I would not, even if I was planning to go this year, and even if they do open up, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I wanted to go this year. I will not go. Not after it was used as a hospital. That place needs to be sterilized and everything once patients are gone.
Time out.
What?
When was
Michael,
it?
It was
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
About a month ago they did this.
I didn't read about it.
Yeah.
Turn into a hospital?
It's a hospital. They made a makeshift hospital.
I don't know how many patients are in it, but they utilize that for. Well, they need it for the coronavirus patients. You mean New York Comic Con? Oh no, I agree. I think they should really just move the date because they're obviously going to have to announce another date. Please move it now. You literally have non-sold tickets. Don't make yourself, have a harder time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I won't go. I won't go this year. Maybe next year, but I wouldn't go this year. It's too dangerous.
I definitely wouldn't want to go either.
You have an echo.
I think it's on Chris's side.
My end? All right, I'll lower the volume again. I really should.
Yeah, but this was just news to me. I really did not hear that it was a hospital. I swear. I just wow. Now with that, I don't even think I want to go either now to Comic Con.
I don't think they're gonna have it. They're gonna have to clean it unless they do it if they do it where they did special edition, which is the other place, but it's smaller. It would be smaller.
Yeah, that was like a pier. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't think they should have anything. And
I agree 100%.
Unless everything's okay.
That vaccine. Yeah, exactly. Give me a second. All right, we're good. Moving inside. All right, let's go to. Oh yeah, we're gonna do questions and then do all the DC stuff. So first up is I think we've answered this before and we all said no, but is anyone reading Batman Grave? I'm not.
Nope.
Oh, real quick, because this is going to disappear and I can answer this fast. Yes, I have every single #1 that came out. I have the individual turtles. I have the gatefold cover turtles. And then there was another cover that I got that was just all the turtles on one cover.
The original issue one that came out in the 80s?
Oh, original? No.
I think that's what she meant.
This volume, issue 1 I have, like the IDW one. The very first turtle comic ever is going for $4,000.
Oh my God.
I don't think I could ever.
When you're rich.
Now, at least. Huh?
I said when you're rich.
Maybe when I'm rich, but I have the first issue of this volume. I have it in multiple different copies.
I want to answer Black Knight's question, actually.
Go for it.
I read it. To me, the whole series was very weak. I didn't really like it. I mean, I read the last 2 issues also. They were getting weak, so I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you guys liked it, that's great. But in my opinion, I really thought the whole series was just very weak.
We have a question from Kenneth that I'll answer really quickly. Thoughts on DC TV Arrowverse shows so far this season? I've only got up to Crisis. They're fine. Honestly, pretty forgettable besides Legends, which I really enjoy. Let's see.
We answered that question. Don't even bother.
I skipped the year villain stuff and all that. Let's see what else we got here. Is there any other questions? Question Hickman.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that's true, Bavarian. I might do that. Sorry, go ahead.
You should. Hickman writing reminds me of RPG writing of video games with all the info dumps. Anyone think Hickman should write video games?
As long as charts aren't involved.
I think he's got his gig going on right now with X-Men. So let's see if there's any other questions here. I think we might just go into the DC stuff because I don't see any new questions. Oh, do you see the remainder of the major cons at the end of the year would also see canceled? I think the only one that has hope of not being canceled is maybe Baltimore Comic Con in October.
Maybe not even. Maybe I think the whole thing is going to end up being.
They're probably going to start a new one probably around maybe January, February. If everything turns out okay, maybe start something new.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to
delayed. Why even?
No, I agree. I mean, but people already put money in a lot of these stuff, so they have to start giving refunds and all that. Tevia asks, do you think Hickman will write Legions of Superheroes someday?
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess his nature fits it, like his writing style fits it, but he works for Marvel. I think he might have an exclusive contract with them. So
he does. I think he does right now at least.
Do you guys, so there's a couple questions here. Do you guys think once the weekly comics come back out from Marvel and DC, will be more hopeful and less dark? And the stories are going to be the same because they're just printing the stuff that they couldn't print now.
Exactly. I don't think I would love for DC especially to get back to some more hopeful stories, but I think I heard a lot of people discussing this. Comic Book Palace is one channel I heard this discussed. A few other places too. We're in darker times right now, and a lot of people are liking the Batman theme stuff. So until people start to say, "Hey, we like the way things were," what sells is what they're going to make, and if darker is what's selling, that's what they're going to. I mean, any business would say, "Okay, this is selling. Hopeful is not right now. We'll come back to that at a later date, maybe." But right now, everybody likes the dark and gritty. That's what we're going to give everyone.
I also think it depends on what story you're reading. I don't think there's any story or just like, let's make it dark, let's make it gritty.
I mean, look at Wonder Twins. Wonder Twins was anything but dark and gritty. Same thing with Dial H.
I think a lot of people just think about the New 52, which, yes, that was what they did, but they're all still stuck in it. They're all just like, everything's still dark and gritty. I'm like, but that was 10 years ago. Why are we still using the same excuse for these comics? I think there are some comics that are dark and gritty and some that aren't. I think a lot of people just use the same example, like Man of Steel. It's like, everything's dark and gritty. The whole DC universe, the movies are all dark and gritty, but then you look at Wonder Woman, which wasn't that dark and gritty, or Shazam, that wasn't that dark and gritty. So I don't know. I think a lot of people are still stuck in those times. And I think if you read the current books, there are some books that are dark for Marvel. There's some dark for DC, but it's not the whole universe.
Marvel always had more of a See, that's the one thing I liked about Stan Lee also was he liked to base a lot of the stuff back when he was inventing comics. He liked to throw reality into it a little bit also and scientific stuff into it. Like when he was explaining about Spider-Man and how, characters shouldn't just fly, like the reason why he had the web shooters. And he liked to throw science and more of a reality feel to the books. I think that's also why Marvel was always kind of depicted a little bit darker because DC was more, these are superheroes. So
fantasy driven, sci-fi for sure. I agree. All right, we have two more questions and then we'll go to the DC. So Muhammad just asks if we would ever go to Malaysia, a Comic-Con. If anyone invited me, I don't think I have any plans.
I might.
Yeah, not any plans right now though.
I mean, to be fair and honest, the first place I'd ever want to visit is Japan for obvious reasons. And then after that would probably be England, followed by Italy in about 300 years when everything clears up in Italy.
I thought it was Japan.
You can say the same thing about America, though.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, England, Japan, Italy are like three of my I want to visit just to visit. As far as comic conventions, like Kat said, if I was ever invited, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. If someone wants,
I'll bring both. MegaCon in Florida because MegaCon I heard was really exciting.
But that's America. I'd go to Florida 2 seconds.
Oh, you mean out of state? Oh, yeah.
So Barry Allen asks, are you reading RWBY? I'm not.
I'm behind though, very behind. I'm collecting the series right now, and then I'm going to probably just read it in bulk.
And Comic Universal said, favorite Comic-Con. I have never been to San Diego or New York. Was hoping to go this year, but coronavirus happened. My favorite has been Rhode Island. It's really good. I also like Calgary and Boston. Favorite?
I've only been to New York Comic-Con, so that's my favorite.
I would say my favorite Comic-Con, like a comic convention, is probably Baltimore. I really do like it as a comic convention. I mean, I think San Diego and New York are just so different beasts, but I enjoy it, but not as a comic convention. I enjoy it more as like making connections with people and like work. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff to do there, but it's not really a comic convention anymore.
Yeah. And same with me, like I've been only to New York Comic Con. The only thing about going to the Comic Cons is lots of traffic, especially on the weekends of people bumping into you. But if I were to go to other conventions, I would really like to try would be, like I said before, the MegaCon Florida and San Diego in California. But yeah, you gotta get on those tickets because they go out fast, including Fridays and Saturdays. They go out very, very quickly. And even though Sundays are usually on sale a lot more because of the last minute sales that are there, Friday and Saturday you could expect lots of
This
traffic.
is for New York, Michael's talking about.
Yeah, for New York, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying as an experience of going usually every year.
So let's get into all this DC stuff. So we're going to talk about DC teaming up with these distributors that are related to DCBS and Midtown. Also talking about Diamond starting mid-May to late May, it looks like. Batman issue 89 is going to be in June.
92.
And then we also 92. I'm sorry, I must have wrote it wrong there. DC releases more digital first titles. So there's a lot to talk there. Let's go to the digital first titles, then we'll get to the distributing. Yeah, because that's just easier. Digital first, a lot of people think this may be like a testing ground of are they going to do books digitally first for like bigger books? But I think they just needed to get these Walmart books out somewhere. And DC has just been trying to get content out there, as we've been seeing with their Teen Titans Goes and Batman anime series stuff.
Iron Knight, flesh out what you mean by digital comics need to be taken seriously for Marvel and DC and other
I think they're already taken seriously.
That's what I mean.
Like any other.
You're going to have to flesh that out, my friend, because, again, digital and physical comics, the only reason
they're two different games.
Exactly. The only reason I don't do digital comics is because if you're going to charge me the exact same price as a physical copy, I want the physical copy of my collection. Now, if you do like Amazon and you give a discount for your Kindle version or whatever, or stuff, and that's only for the trades that Amazon does that for, then that's a different story. But I mean, if
Amazon is Comixology, so that's interesting. They're owned by the same company.
Yeah,
well, Amazon owns them.
Maybe. Well, Amazon, yeah, because you have to.
Yeah, Amazon owns Comixology. No, yeah, they own Comixology. So, which is interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but a $3.99 single issue that's physical should not be $3.99 digital. I think.
But then would the comic industry fall because you would just only read digital books?
Look what happened since Barnes & Noble and Amazon started their own, digital service. I mean, Kindles are flying off the shelf, and you could buy a regular Harlequin for like $5 digitally when it's like $15, $20 physically. If you start selling digital copies of single issues for $1.50, $2 compared to $3.99 for physical, yeah, I think a lot of people would end up going digital, like full time.
Yeah. And then Tevia says, why not 99 cents? Again, I think it would literally make the comic book stores go out of business if that happened.
And also, you have to remember there's a writer, an artist, a pencil, a writer, artist, letterer.
Yeah, how are they getting paid?
Yeah,
that's actually really
can't go below $2.
And that's really interesting. Yes, it would be cheaper because you're not printing, but you are making your profit off comics. So the $5 price tag is interesting. So, all right, but let's go into. Are you guys going to get the DC digital first?
I wait for the physical copies always.
I usually do too. I only did it for the Batman Adventures because
with our joint,
there's nothing coming out.
With our joint account, I'll read it. But I if we didn't have our work account, I probably would just wait for physical books.
I agree. Does DC not have an unlimited backlog you can go through? I mean, they have the DC Universe thing. Yeah. All right, let's see. So we're gonna go into this whole entire debacle about new distributors and retailers not being happy about it. Now, I would also say, interestingly enough, so I think they're starting next week, these new DC books, and
starting next Tuesday.
We will say that we won't be covering any because we don't get any of those books. So all the books that are being released, none of us get except like maybe one issue of Flash. So there's no point to review.
I might not even get
getting any.
I might just wait because, I will be waiting because I have it pre-ordered at DCBS. So I'm not buying a second copy, because DCBS is going to hold my copy anyway.
Muhammad asks and we'll get back to our thing. How about $9.99 per year for digital first, just like WE Network? Then they would be taking away money from their DC Universe stuff.
And it's $9.99 a month for WWE, not $9.99 a year. So you're talking $120 a year then.
And also WWE is known for pay-per-view and already paying for matches. So, and then, if you do digital first, then why would you be paying for DC Universe, which is a whole platform of comics, TV, and all the stuff they've worked hard for. So.
But one thing I do want to, you did mention that the companies are related. They actually are Midtown and DCBS. DC sat down with them and had them create these sister companies
there you go.
Connected to their line. So Lunar is from DCBS, and I forgot what the other one's called. IC something or C something.
I don't know. I knew Lunar was one just because that was so easy.
It stands out, right?
Yeah, it's the easier one.
Yeah, but the one, and then another thing that a lot of people are upset about that wasn't mentioned that I'll throw in there, and then we can discuss it all, is right now they're separating. DCBS is exclusive for the West, and
that's how it used to be. Back in the day, that's how distributors actually distributed. Yeah, so there's distributors for different states. So you'd have like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York for one distributor. Before Diamond, then all like once Marvel got into the game of trying to be a retailer, they like all combined and became Diamond.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah,
got Midtown on the East Coast.
So the question from Tevia: so you think Diamond Comics is finished? No, because the retailers are kind of pushing against this. I would say, because you don't want change, but B, because they only gave them 4 days to try to order these comics. They didn't give them time to order them.
It's not only that. Number one, it's only DC Comics right now. Marvel hasn't said a word. The independents, not a single one of them have said a word. This is DC working on their own. And I don't think Marvel or anyone else is going to say anything, because look at the backlash DC's getting right now for this, from retailers, from readers, from everything. I'm going to play both sides of the coin here. As a reader, I'm happy that we're getting our books back. My prediction was June at the earliest.
Which kind of is, though. It still kind of is June.
It is. Right. It is.
Because Batman is not coming out until June.
Exactly. So my prediction was June. So I was completely, I'm not fine with it, but my prediction was June. So I was like, look, I'm going to have to live without comics till June. And really, we're not, like Kat said, getting anything big until June. Diamond isn't coming back until mid to late May, which means Diamond is coming back.
And they have to distribute those books that come out of Lunar and all them again through Diamond.
Exactly. Because people like me, I've got my April order and May order both with DCBS. I've got to do my June one still. And I'm going to get all of that at once. Thank God they charged me each month instead of all together. That would have been hell. But anyway, the fact that I'm playing both sides here, I understand how the comic stores feel, because DCBS and Midtown are their rivals.
Competition, yeah.
It's their competition. Why would you want to buy from Midtown when you're the store that's trying to compete with them? And then also, Midtown and DCBS are the stores that give huge discounts. If they are the distributors now, doesn't that mean they're going to have to stop doing the discounts on their website?
And also, it's like, how do you still distribute then? Because it's weird. So, I think there's two sides to it for sure.
Yeah. But I am happy we're getting something. it's 2 months early. Well, I thought they should have started at the beginning of May. Let's be honest. Last week of April, why? Why couldn't you wait till the first week of May? But no, I'm sorry. I thought somebody said something. I said but, and then I heard it, and I was like, oh,
no.
Hi, Alan. But no, I could have waited. I'm sure a billion people could have waited. And again, the stores fought against Comic Hub because they didn't want digital with the promise of a physical later. Now there's another solution, but it's only DC. It's not even the entire comic, all the companies. It's one company. And it's what everybody reads the least.
Exactly. It's not like a Batman. It's not the Supermans.
Exactly. And it's the comics we don't even read too. Right.
I don't have anything to pick up until it looks like June if they go that route. And
Diamond's distributing in May. So May, well, no, they're going to be distributing.
They said mid-May. I don't know. I think every week we're going to learn something new about this. I don't know,
I feel
honestly.
like this is my issue. I mean, I was so happy at first. I was celebrating, and then I really started to sit down and watch what people were saying and think about it. This is just DC Comics, not Marvel, not IDW, not Boom, not any other company we read. They're doing this. No one's happy with it. The comic stores aren't happy. People are going to start scrambling to find certain issues if they're fans of it. If anything, they're kind of making a bad situation worse because, again, Midtown and DCBS, I buy from both places. So I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I get my books on time, except Midtown for a little while I wasn't. That's why I switched to DCBS. But beside the point, they're not bad companies. But again, if I was a local comic shop, they're my competition. I want people to come to my store. But logic says everyone who goes to a comic shop also ordered from Midtown. I'm sure Kat ordered from Midtown. I know Michael's ordered from Midtown. I ordered from Midtown. And when I was going to a local comic shop, I'm sure Mike Spider-Slayer ordered from Midtown. I'm sure Brandt ordered from Midtown. So everybody has ordered from Midtown at some point, even ones that go to the local comic shop. So the whole worry about people leaving them for Midtown or DCBS, that's going a little too far. But I don't know. I don't know how I mean, it's only DC. I feel like it's going to just mess things up more than it's going to help.
Well, it seems like it because then again, what are new comics? And I think that's the struggle too. Why digital comics didn't come out? Like what's so fun about New Comic Book Wednesdays? Everyone's experiencing the same books, but if we're all reading different stuff, and it's what does come out, what doesn't come out, what's the actual release date? I think it sours the experience.
They said cancel this, so any order from April 1st to 15th is canceled with Diamond. But Diamond said, because I freaked out, because I'm like, so what does that mean for my DCBS order? But then Diamond says, no, we're still going to be shipping all those books out. You don't have to make the reorder. But DCBS, see, here's the confusion. DCBS is one of the new distributors. Does that mean I still have to remake my order from DCBS to pre-order, or does that just mean DCBS is going to use their stuff that they get from DC and throw that into my? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking, what are the other companies doing? Again, just seems like they're going through Diamond. Yeah, they're not talking about.
They're mid to late May with Diamond. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
And it looks like most of the retailers are sticking with Diamond too. So because they only had 4 days to order from a new distributor, and obviously that's going to be a new type of routine.
One thing I will say though, they clamored about hating that Diamond closed down for so long, and every time a solution is thrown at them, granted these haven't been great solutions, but every time a solution was thrown at them, they're now shooting them down and saying, oh, I'm going to wait for Diamond. Don't complain about Diamond then when Diamond comes back. Okay.
I still think there will be changes once coronavirus is over and people can actually think about what these changes are and there's comic book stores open again.
Definitely.
But I agree. I think there's no good answer on this regard, and we'll see what ends up happening.
It's just DC's making themselves look bad because a lot of people are very upset because they're not even releasing any good books. I mean, for some, like myself, I like Flash. There are some books you read.
I would just say lower tier books. I don't know if I'd say not releasing good books because everyone has personal preference.
That's a good way to put it. A lower tier books, but no one else is. There's no Marvel. There's no, like I said, there's nothing from anyone else, and no one's talking because Diamond already said mid to late May, which again is earlier than my prediction, which was June. Why? When Diamond literally said mid to late May, which also means Alterna was given false information because they said August, unless Alterna's statement is what pushed Diamond, which is great. I mean, at this point, when they said mid to late May, DC should have said, okay, we're done. We'll wait till mid to late May. But they didn't. And now next week.
May they didn't know. May this is all in progress before Diamond made their statement. I don't know.
No, I don't even know.
It's a longer conversation, and we hope you enjoyed our little conversation about it that I'm sure we'll continue.
But we do have click this? We clicked that one?
Yeah, I did, but we could showcase it again.
Okay, I don't know, Manos. I don't know if it'll end their monopoly. I feel like all the comic stores want to stick with Diamond because DC didn't make. If the comic companies created their own distributing line, that would have been better than going to the two biggest distributors / stores online.
What's interesting is I think a lot of people are asking, how will Diamond die? But I think the question should be, how will Diamond change? And I think maybe they will break up into different distributors.
Yes.
And we'll see it all still through Diamond, but they'll maybe take some shares out to other people to help own them. That way they're doing different segments. I don't know. That's an idea. But We won't know until we all know the comic book industry is going to change after this. We just don't know
absolutely.
how.
And
there's no way in hell it won't.
Companies, just distributing wise, before somebody's like,
yes, not the actual comics.
So many people have thrown the rumor out. This is the end of floppies. This is the end of comic books. No,
well,
they're not going anywhere.
Floppies and trades are two different markets. Trades are more for the book market. Floppies are for the Wednesday Warriors. I think there's a place for both, and you're selling to two different types of people.
Right.
So I don't think this is the death of floppies. I think this is just we might be seeing distributing in a different way and selling to retailers in a different way. But the content, in my opinion, will be the same. But I think there will be more room maybe for different creators, maybe lesser known creators, to get their way into the trenches without being in Marvel or DC or Image, which I think will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have some questions here, so let's go. Have you ever seen the unaired pilot of Global Frequency? Never heard of it.
I don't watch TV.
And Chris doesn't watch TV. This is a good question. Nico, of all the current runs, what next issue do you want in your hands right now? Oh, that was good. I want Runaways, of course. I want what else
Batman?
do I want? Batman I'm interested in for sure. Runaways. Some of the Image books.
Runaways is next on my list to play catch up. I did Daredevil. Everybody recommended it to me. I fell in love with it. Suicide Squad, loved it. What was that other series I started that I actually liked? Star, liked it. So that's all that's left for me is Run. Oh, and G.I. Joe, and I loved it, and I picked up all the back issues.
There you go. You got to try your Runaways now. You got the time.
Runaways is on the list. That's next. But see, now DC's throwing out new books, so I've got to worry about. Well, I don't because
Lois Lane.
I'll forget Lois Lane, please. I'm only buying it to finish it now because the completionist in me is like, you must finish this. But hey, Lois Lane has a key issue. Lois Lane number 8 is sold out everywhere.
Is it?
I think it's 8 or 7. It was the origin of a character.
Oh, there you go. That's key issues for you. How about you, Michael? Were you excited to pick up again?
I'm really excited to pick up, like, any if Sonic comics come out, like they said in the summer, or any if they're gonna do any new Punisher series, and basically anything else lately. Robin Hood for Zenescope.
Our commenters just reminded me of something. Brant's not here. Mike's not here. This is the New York crew. This is officially the first comic book weekly with just the New York crew because we're all from New York here.
Oh,
you get to enjoy all the accents. Funny. Are you lucky?
We'll get some coffee.
Yeah, me and Chris got Brooklyn accents, and Kat's got
Staten Island. Do you not know where I live? He doesn't.
Oh,
anyways,
Manos, Miss Marvel. I've got to read that, but Champions is one I'm going to start with issue number 1. But TMNT and Daredevil. The cliffhanger on Daredevil. I'm like, you guys put me in this book too fast. Now I'm sitting on a cliffhanger.
Of course, you got to sit on a cliffhanger. Miss Marvel's been okay. That's why I didn't list it in my. I'm excited to read. It's like kind of up and down for me, but I love the character. Amazing Spider-Man, man. I'm excited for some Amazing Spider-Man. I'm trying Spider-Gwen. I love my Spider-Gwen. Yeah, definitely a lot of books. We got Mike Manhattan who acts. If Todd McFarlane, we literally had a whole conversation about his guitar pre-show. Yeah, we could definitely talk about it. But what franchise would you like him to license for toys? I'm not a toy guy, so.
He's done it already, DC Comics, and he's doing an amazing job with those figures. I regret that I only have one so far, and that's the 1000 issue 1000 Superman. But he does amazing work with all of his figures. Maybe a turtle line, but I think he's done a turtle line. If I'm not mistaken.
What about Power Rangers line? I mean, he could do good in that too.
No, because I think right now the Lightning collection is pretty solid. Their White Ranger helmets sucked. I'll never buy another one of those again.
Oh my god! Don't even remind me of that.
Yeah, not fit or something.
No, it's just compared to the original. I'm looking at my originals. Compared to the green and the red that was released from Saban, leaps and bounds different. Smaller, cheaply made magnets. Small, like the chin. There, I could give you a list. I did a review on the Hasbro site for it because I just did not like it. Was so trash compared to. I even tried to put it next to those two, and it looked so horrible. It looked like something you'd buy on. And you know what? People who make helmets on eBay do a better job.
Yeah, it was a disappointment, that White Ranger.
It was very. I was very disturbed. I was disturbed. I wasted money on it. What's up, Jesse? I just put it back in the box and I put it in the attic. It was a waste. Very much a waste.
So that's your answer on that. Muhammad asks, will you pick up any comics in the Outlaw? Oh, sorry. You do the cliffhanger first.
Yeah.
Show yours.
I agree. Outlaw #1 cliffhanger. Amazing. Can't wait. Sorry.
And then Muhammad says, will you be picking up any comics in the Outlawed event? I mean, Power Pack, I'm getting like every cover. That's what I'm most excited for. Power Pack.
You know, I've actually, because of the coronavirus, I've actually had the chance to sit down and think about it because I was going to get everything connected to it. I still might because I'm not getting Empire, like everything connected to Empire. I'm not even getting Empire in single issue format until I know if it's good or not, or I'm just going to get it in trade later. But Outlawed, I do like in single issue, so I might, but I am getting the main Outlawed at least, and Champions.
Yeah, I get the main Outlawed. Gonna get Champions as well. Power Pack. Might get New Warriors. That's it. I don't know what else is coming out.
Started with new Image titles that I can't wait to read. Their #2s. Mercy. Decorum, I wasn't a fan of. Mercy, I was a fan of. Very much so. I also got into Once and Future, but I don't think that's Image. Gideon Fall, I have to catch up on that. And East of West, which I literally just read the first issue of and fell in love with. I have
that's Jonathan Hickman.
Huh?
That's Hickman.
Yeah, that's good because there's no charts in it really. And Manifest Destiny, and what was the other one that I got? Oh no, that was God Country. That's just one story. But yes, I agree. Issue 1 of Mercy was so awesome. I agree. I think I was one of the few that actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing. It's just not my genre, but I hear a lot of people like it. The art looked really good.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. East of West is finished, so I can binge the whole thing. Okay, that's perfect.
Do a review on that.
We're not. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're not going to. Don't worry. We've answered this before, Chevia, but since we don't got any other questions right now, are you excited for Death Metal? No.
I'm semi-excited. I'm in the vicinity of excited. Not 100%, but not excited either.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be intrigued if Marvel or DC plans to make a superhero based on my home country, Malaysia? I would be proud. Yeah, I mean, I think any type of new superhero is cool.
I think it'd be cool.
I think it'd be interesting if someone from Malaysia would write it or draw it, so we could learn more about Malaysia. I think that'd be cool.
A good culture to learn about too.
Yeah, sure.
Serenity just hurt me though. Now I know East of West is done. I'm sad. I wanted to read more.
That's even better though. That way, you can complete it.
I get the ending.
Yeah.
You get the ending.
I'm glad you're catching up on stuff. I read I'm allowed to say this. I read a Boom graphic novel for just a review I did for Newsarama. Eat and Love Yourself. That was pretty solid. So it's kind of cool that they're still doing graphic novels. I love Boom. And they got that whole Netflix deal thing going on. But that's all I've read. I haven't really caught up on anything. I caught up on more TV shows actually than comics.
Tevia, we answered that question before too about Leviathan.
Yeah. And I think we've definitely talked about that enough on the show. Chad says, I can't wait for Join the Future issue 2. I loved issue 1. Brant hated it. So we had very different opinions. I really enjoyed Join the Future.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess come up with your last minute questions. We're starting to get to the hour point, and we'll answer as long as you guys have questions. But we'll call them out.
I mean, I'm hoping that things just normalize over time when it comes to the distributors and stuff, kind of to put a period to that topic. I was excited. I think everybody here would love brand new comics in their hands as soon as possible.
I mean, especially for our show. Come on.
But I mean, just for us too, for our own sanity. I've been reading comics since I was 11 years old. Now going on 34 next month.
Yeah,
nowadays you knock on wood, you don't know what happens tomorrow.
You definitely don't. I don't think I even remember what age I was because it's been so long that I've been reading comics. And then on a weekly basis, I've been reading comics since I think 8th grade. That's crazy. Been reading comics on a weekly basis since 8th grade.
That's a good question, Cap, because when I started, I didn't do a weekly because I didn't know comics came out on Wednesday. I just went to the shop every now and then. I'd say high school as well. I think eighth, ninth grade is when I started going weekly. Like when I figured it out.
I actually got Midtown Comics to my door all through high school, and then I realized I had a comic book store near me.
Remember, I wasn't super into like I wasn't deep into the hobby, so I was just buying Superman. But when my shop went out is when I found like a little bit before that is when I found out about Midtown and that I could order online cheaper. My shop was charging me cover price, and it's like, wow, okay, I'm gonna go here and my shop.
Yeah, both. Yeah, it's weird not to. It definitely feels empty. This show doesn't feel the same. I mean, I'm really happy we still are able to do our show and still able to hang out, but it's not the same show without comics.
Exactly, because we like talking about them. So, I mean, when Diamond said mid to late May, that's where DC's plan should have been like, okay, Diamond released their statement. We now have a date when our books are coming out. DCBS look, I will give kudos to DCBS and Midtown. They stepped up. They said, look, everybody needs help. We'll help them. This is
we'll help them so we make money.
And that's right. It's two sides of the coin. Help them so we make money, but at the same time, they didn't have to say yes. They could have just said, no, we'll wait. You know what I mean? They actually said to help the shops and to help get new comic books out to people, we'll do this, which I think was nice. But at the same time, yes, it goes back to they are actually a store and competition to every local comic shop in every state. So
yeah,
it's good. It's a plus and a minus.
It's complicated. I mean, I think it's nice to have a little bit of downtime, just like anything else that, but I miss my comics. I think Wednesdays are very different. Tuesdays are very different. The weeks are very different without comics to talk about them, and they're important. But obviously what we're dealing with now is more important, but yeah, definitely miss them. And hopefully we get them back soon so we can talk about it.
Serenity, you'll love Jenica issue 1 and 2. I haven't got a chance to review issue 2 yet. I'll probably actually do it on Dark Avenger Live this Friday, but Jenica has been a really strong mini. I wish it would have been an ongoing, but I'm sure we'll get something. I think we are getting, we might be getting another Turtle ongoing, I think, again, or another mini. Whatever. Either way, Jenica was very good.
We also have, I'm going to scroll back up to the other questions, but just want to answer this quick. James says, thank you. So this is every week. Yes, every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
And then hello, JDA3 Comics.
Thank
I miss
you.
my comics too. We all do. We all definitely do.
We'll get to all those other questions because we have some on the top here. So Muhammad says, are you a fan of the current young crop of superheroes that DC and Marvel has showed so far in both TV and comics? Yeah, I think every generation is cool.
Yeah.
And TV, I love there are no Marvel shows right now because they're all going to Disney Plus, but I love my Runaways. Miss my Runaways. David Presley, anyone read Uber? I do not.
I heard of it. Look, we've got at least another month. I'm sure I'll probably come around to something.
I usually take Ubers.
I mean, you're not a Lyft person?
No, usually I didn't know there was actually a comic of Uber.
Well, Uber is like a German word. I forget what it's actually meant, but not just the car service. But anyways, let's go to Comic Universal, who says, "Are you excited for Empire?" No, honestly, I'm just over that one.
I want to be. Let me put it that way. I want to be because it's an event and it's supposed to have the Fantastic Four and Avengers teaming up. It's just Hulkling and the reasoning behind it and what it's about. And it's like, oh, I'm going to take over the world because reasons that make no sense. And it's going to be a war. And the Fantastic Four and the Avengers are going to team up. And then there's a billion different tie-ins that go along with it.
I'm just happy that Teddy has the spotlight, but I hope they don't ruin his character because it looks like he's going to be a villain or whatever.
Yeah, he's the one that's doing all this. And wasn't he originally created by Wiccan?
No, that's his fiance. I don't think they're married.
They're not married, but didn't Wiccan create him? I
don't think so. Not that I remember. I might be wrong.
Find out now. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm going to find out.
Mike Manhattan says, do you think Ghost of Tsushima will get delayed? I've never heard of it. So I don't know.
No.
This is I don't know what that. I have to look that one up. But this is a big question we've been avoiding, but I like the way Muhammad said it, so I think we'll try answering it to the best of our ability. But in your opinion, what is your idea on improving diversity in superheroes in comics and TV while preventing controversy like the new Warriors? So I really liked how you word that, Muhammad, because everyone else hasn't worded it.
I was wrong, by the way. No, I'm wrong.
For Teddy. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember that in Young Avengers.
I remembered something along those lines. Maybe bringing him back as he died. Like, he brought him back through magic. Maybe that was it.
Their love brought each other back. But yeah, the diversity thing, I think that diversity is important and we should have diversity. And yeah, that's my opinion. That's always been my opinion. And I think we have to have realistic voices telling those stories. And I think behind and on the page is very important. And there's good stories and bad stories. And I don't think that has to do anything with diversity. I think there's a white guy who could tell a bad story. And there could be any other minority that it might be a bad story too, but it might be a great story. I think, yeah, diversity is important. Let's stop like putting the hammer down, just like, oh, this sucks. That means we shouldn't have any diversity. It's just like, why are diversity not allowed to have a bad story when a white man can have it?
I think diversity is important. Number one, I'm going to foreshadow what I'm about to say with that. It is important. People who do it, how do I explain this? Forced ways obviously don't work. And
I don't even know if I like the word force. I think it's just not written well. I think there's diversity that's not written well.
Just the agenda, exactly. Or for example, everyone is really attacking a certain book because of characters' names. If the characters' names weren't there, would this book still be being attacked right now?
Sadly, I think there's groups of people that'll attack anything, and that's
wrong. I'm still going to try it. I don't care. Even with the stupid names. I mean, how many superheroes have stupid names? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think, everyone wants to be seen. And like I said, I do think that diversity is an important thing. And yeah, that's our opinion on it. If you don't like it, goodbye. Yeah. So we tried answering that to the best of our ability. It's a big topic and you could do a whole show about it.
It's important. No, it is important. We live in a diverse world. And the problem was back in the day, it was very one-dimensional when it came to comic writing, and now
all stories were.
Yeah, all stories were, not most, all. And nowadays, there's so many different characters, from so many diverse backgrounds. It's like
because we're learning more about people, and more people from different backgrounds are writing these stories, which is so great.
And this is why I get mad when people are shooting down Tom Taylor's Suicide Squad right now because of the diversity. Like, how could you?
Tom Taylor, you're right. Sorry,
yeah, it is Tom Taylor. I'm like, how could you hate it just because the characters are different? It's a great book. Mike Spider-Slayer is the one that told me to try it because I think I looked at the first issue, I was like, nah, and then I tried it and I love it. How could you shoot down Suicide Squad? It's so good.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's a strange thing, and I think that we should all be open to different stories because isn't that the point of storytelling? Right.
Absolutely. And then it's not like they're making characters something. They're creating new characters, which is what everyone was complaining about. Make new characters. They did. Suicide Squad is an entirely new team except for Harley.
It's like, how can you be happy? It's just like you're never gonna make those people happy unless it's a white straight man. All right, well, let's get to Willie, who says, anyone miss watching sports? I miss watching baseball. I never really watch sports too often.
Basketball.
Oh, I'm sorry, basketball.
I miss baseball. That was Freudian. You miss baseball.
I miss baseball too, yeah.
I don't watch as many sports as I wish I did.
It's baseball.
I know. I mean, I've seen baseball. I like baseball, but I'm not religious to any sport. I love basketball, as you guys know, but I like playing basketball more than watching it. All right, let's see. There's a lot of questions, so thank you. All right, let's see. I mean, I guess we'll answer this to Tevye. Do you think there should be breaks for events? I do think that Marvel had a lot this year.
I think one big event and then contained events like Venom has his event, and then for Empire it should have been contained between Avengers and Fantastic Four. But then again, Outlawed is being very contained. So Empire is your big event for this year, to be fair, because Absolute Carnage was contained within Spider-Man and Venom. So I mean, yeah, this is your one event a year. This is kind of the no, I'm sorry. There's one more event at the end of the year, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of events this year, so I think
but contained events are fun. One universe event a year would be okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Barry Allen says there has been a slew of great comics from the past year. The ones that were a little muddled for me, I've given a reread. Any that stand out for Comic Frontline and the chat? I haven't reread anything, so I don't know.
Daredevil, G.I. Joe, Suicide Squad, probably Runaways when I get to it, because I've heard nothing but good things about that too, and I've been proven, and everyone who said that is probably going to be, it has been right so far. Manifest Destiny. Like I said, I literally have been reading back issues for the past 2 weeks because I have nothing else to read.
It's what to do for sure. Muhammad asks, do you like manga style art in superhero comics? Like, I can never pronounce his name, but he's done like Wasp and stories like that. I think if it fits the title, sure. I love seeing different styles of art.
Yeah, I agree. But Arrow it works good with, and Sword Master it works good. But if I want to see manga art, I'm going to read a manga, and I do love manga, so I don't know. Nice 50-50, I guess. I would like manga to be in the larger format when it comes to America, though. It's so nice when you get those big collections and they're actual like comic-sized pages instead of little books. But
yeah, I agree.
Art's beautiful. That's why I'd love to see the art on a larger scale.
And also just like the way, I don't know. I agree. Seeing the larger scale, but just the way flipping the book too is nicer to the reader. I'm going to skip the Bendis Superman just because we've talked about him a lot.
I have nothing left to say about that. I'll read Superman when Bendis is off of it. That's it.
Chad Fisher says, read your short story you emailed last week. Great artwork and short story. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you like it, issues 1 through 5 is out. The trade should be shipped to me in a month, I think. So I'm going to have that in the store when I get that. So that short story is in that trade. Muhammad says, do you like Tiger and Bunny? Do you feel that this anime is successful, inspiring American comics to Japanese anime? I have seen it.
I haven't. I haven't seen that.
Right? I love anime. That's why.
Sure you do.
I've seen it. Jeremy recommended me to watch it. I liked pieces of it. I did not watch all of it. I watched very limited pieces, but I enjoyed the more emotional storyline. And did they do a good job inspiring American comics? Yeah, it seemed like it. From what I saw. I wonder what side Wiccan will choose in Empire. I hope
he's going to be with Hulkling. He's going to be Hulkling. There were covers where he was with Hulkling.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be like that person that's dragged along because it's his lover, but at the end he might be the one that actually saves the day and realizes I can't back you up. Maybe.
Do you think Wiccan and Hulking will fight each other? I hope not. Again, they're in a relationship, so I don't want to see domestic violence between two people that are in a relationship. What do you guys think of Jim Zub's Conan? This is being the new writer. So this is from Michael.
Yeah, we actually talked about this, and I was actually saying that I'm looking forward to that because he did Samurai Jack, and his stories were really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he could bring to the table for Conan, because that's like something really awesome that I would definitely love to read about.
David Presley asks what we thought about Brian Michael Bendis' X-Men. I guess also thoughts on Iceman being gay, which I feel like we've discussed. But
both. I didn't like his run on X-Men. I liked it, and then towards the end, it got a little too much. You could tell he was getting burnt out. That was when he was.
I agree. There's parts I loved of his run, though. Like that Kitty Pryde monologue is still probably one of my favorite things in comics. So I think he did it like Black Mirror or whatever it was called. The Mirror Black really Vortex was really good. So I think that was good. When it came to Iceman, I think that's a really good example of diversity is important. And I think there was a way to tell that Iceman was gay. I don't think it was written well. I think Gene literally coming out for Iceman was not good. I think if they wanted to tell an Iceman story about being gay, he should have came out himself.
And personally, I think they picked the wrong character. I think they should have
done Angel. Which one?
Angel.
I think they should have done Kitty, as I always say.
Kitty too. Kitty would have fit Angel. Colossus in the Ultimate Universe was gay. It would have fit Colossus. Bobby's always been chasing the girls. That's the one character, and Cyclops, obviously, because Cyclops and Jean. Those are the three characters well, even Jean coming out a little bit wouldn't be that bad. But I mean, those are like the three characters you never see it come. Even Beast, I could see.
A lot of people think that Beast is gay. I think
Precisely.
X-Men's really queer, so I wouldn't be surprised by anybody. But I think with Iceman, I don't know enough about Iceman to say, oh, this is, his, if he ever seemed gay or wasn't gay.
Who knows?
I think the way it was written should have been better, and I think that's and I think for a lot of queer people as well, it's just like Jean coming out for Iceman was wrong, and it's just like I think for both communities it wasn't written well. So I think that's a good example of something that was good to have diversity, but maybe they picked the wrong character.
I agree with Manos. I was thinking that too when I first started.
Kitty is so bi, and I'm just want to see that story.
She kissed a girl once. There is a book where she kissed a girl once
in an alternate universe, sadly.
Oh shit!
And also, they said that when she was president, she wasn't just the first, just not because she was a mutant. She was the first for something else. That was also like they hinted that she was queer.
Why Kitty has to be gay? Ellen Page came out as gay.
I mean, I would say Kitty's bi, but just because I do think she loves Colossus, but I think there's been proof that she loved a lot of girls in her life. You have Rachel, you have Ileana, you have the one from Excalibur, and I think a lot of her journey, especially her journey of identity and like not really knowing her identity and not really knowing her place, I think is a really interesting story about sexuality. So Kitty, man, and Chris Claremont said she was bi.
I don't feel like Iceman fit, and then I feel like they did 2 ongoing series to try to make it fit, and it just made things worse. So if I was to restart X-Men, like completely reboot them, I'd either go with Colossus, or Kitty definitely, but I would go with Colossus, somebody else. I would not pick Iceman if I was to redo the X-Men and redo everything. I'd leave Iceman the way he was. Same thing with Scott and Jean. There's so many other characters that have the potential to be LGBTQ related. I think
more X-Men should be because it's about minorities, and I don't think there's actually enough.
I know you don't like Transformers, Cap, but that's another thing with Transformers. They don't have any gender. So there was a Valentine's Day book where 2 of the male Transformers were in love with each other, but they're non-binary because they're robots.
That's interesting.
X-Men and mutants, I feel like same thing. They shouldn't. I don't know. I feel like labels. And again, Manos brought this up before that X-Men was the kind of book that was supposed to bring in a lot of, stuff from the outside world. That's what they were written for. That's why, especially nowadays, with a lot of LGBTQ coming out and a lot of this becoming a norm in life, maybe the X-Men should start not characters that it wouldn't fit, but there are so many. We listed almost every single X-Men that it would fit. Now is the time where you should do that with the X-Men.
And to tell an important story, I think especially for Kitty, it's about a story, especially someone, if she's bisexual, which I 100% think she is, how do you maybe struggle with your own self-identity of figuring out, well, am I straight? Am I too straight to be queer? Am I too queer to be straight? And maybe why it took her so long to figure it out.
Look at Mystique with her wife.
Yeah. I think there's so many cool
where
journeys.
Every X-Man who should be, and Iceman should go back to being a woman chaser, crazy guy thing.
Well, now they can't
They can't. No, unless they reboot everything, which Marvel never does. That's the one thing Marvel has never done is completely, utterly reboot their entire universe. That's DC.
But I think for Iceman, I just hope they have a really good writer to flesh that out even more. I think that's the answer for Iceman. But that was a really good conversation. I'm sure we'll have more comments to it when we go down. But Mike Manhattan, did you hear Rocksteady, creators of Batman, are pitching a Superman game? And Michael, too, if you want to answer that.
They are probably going to do it.
I didn't hear about that, but that'll be actually.
Talk about it, Michael. Yes, you did. People who did Arkham Asylum game.
Oh, wait. You're right. I just remembered. You're right.
We have Black Knight who says, he's been reading back issues. Do you guys like any Golden Age or Silver Age story arcs, something from the 80s? I definitely read a lot of, I've read Silver Age and Golden Age in my past, but I don't think I've ever liked many of them because they're just so different. Well, even Spider-Man, was it written well? And Silver Age, I would say.
I think we talked about this in our group. No, I talked about this somewhere. Anytime I go to a comic shop and I look for back issues from the 80s and stuff, while I am a Superman fan and I'll look for something I don't have for Superman, Spider-Man is always my number one place to go first. Spider-Man and X-Men.
Spider-Man definitely has the best classic stories, but also I don't like post Gwen Stacy is considered post Silver Age. So how much Silver Age did we really enjoy? Like, did we read the Gwen Stacy stuff? I mean, I read definitely a good amount there.
Buy the Gwen Stacy stuff?
On Marvel Unlimited, maybe you could read it there. Let me see if there's any. I'm sure, a lot of questions. I'm trying to go down. What I'm trying to say above is more. Oh, so they're talking Comics Universal. Let's see. Trying to see if I can find more questions. Any interest in watching the Turkish knockoffs of superheroes like Batman, Superman? I don't know if I really got time for that, and I don't know if I'll read any of the knockoffs. Let's see. Oh, do you read JoJo Bizarre Adventure? Should Jeff Johns go more indie comics? I don't see it happening. No. Not right now in his career.
DC right now.
Yeah. What kind of anime are you into?
Too much.
Again, I'm more into like the character-driven stuff. How about you, Michael? Do you watch any anime?
Dragon Ball Z.
No, I've seen other animes too. I like the action. And
did you watch Fruit Basket?
I did. I watched Fruit Basket. I watched High Score Girl. I watched a little bit of Naruto. So I like those things, like action, adventure, and some romance as well. And
you need to bring Ellie in. Ellie's the one that watches more anime.
Yeah, she does.
Any comic or TV shows are you looking forward to? Comic 2 TV shows you're looking forward to?
We already talked about Justice League Dark and everything.
Miss Marvel. I'm looking forward to that show. Let's see what else. Why not make a new character gay? They have, and I think that's great. But I think it is important to tell stories of classic characters who are gay as well, but I would have to make sense in the narrative. Like, we've listed the characters that make sense in the narrative.
And Tevye, Suicide Squad, like I just said, is getting attacked because of new characters from different backgrounds.
I remember Exiles, that Kitty Pryde was gay. Trying to think if she's in Exiles. And again, I would consider her bi. I don't know if she would say she was gay, but let's see. Bi erasure is not a good thing, guys. Don't erase bisexuality.
Yeah, no, that is the whole thing.
Let's see. The first Kitty book I read was Rachel and Kitty Minnie. I always thought they were a couple, so I was shocked when I read more. They wanted them to be a couple, so. All right, let's see. Who would you like to draw or write Supergirl? Honestly, I don't know, man.
Honestly, I don't know who could save Supergirl at this point. DC really dug her deep.
Yeah, it's a struggle on that one.
Even the TV show I hear is doing really bad.
Yeah, I have not liked the current season of the TV show.
I don't like the new suit, I'll tell you that. I saw the new suit and just like, no.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Brevin says, so if you wrote X-Men, you'd make Kitty bi. I wouldn't make her bi. I would say she is bi. For sure. That would be like my first arc. But I'd probably just make a Kitty book. I don't know if I would. Yeah, what do you want to write the X-Men?
You know how you put over that she's bi, or how you'd write it in? You make a miniseries and you have her explore that during an event that's going on with her. Not literally make that the book. You have an event going on, but you have her figuring this out during that event. Then
gives her more time too. Yeah, I agree. I think I would love to write a solo Kitty Pryde book for sure. All right, let's see. Is there any other questions here? Dazzler.
I was gonna say, we had a question last week. What would we write if we were mainstream? I started thinking about it. That would be fun to write. X-Men would be fun for me.
I think I would definitely want to write X-Men, but it's such a big. I'm not like I like team books, but I really like solo books a bit more. It would depend on the team.
Focus on just one character.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Do you think J.J. Abrams would be a good director for Spider-Man? Do you think his current comic could be adapted into a movie? Honestly, I don't think so, just from what I've been reading with his current Spider-Man. I really don't like it very much.
It's delayed. And it's delayed before the coronavirus.
Yeah, even before it is. Not a fan. Maybe it was the art. Maybe it's the writing. I don't know. Maybe this is more for Michael here. Brevin asks, are you watching the Fruit Baskets reboot?
I've heard about the Fruit Baskets reboot, but I haven't actually been able to see it. Like, I did see all the episodes like when they were released years ago, but I haven't seen the reboot yet. But I'm really thinking of looking into it. sooner or later, though, because it's really awesome.
Let's see what else we got here. If you're into
Actually,
By the way, guys.
the thing
Hmm?
I was just gonna, the song got stuck in my head of the "Who's in the Forest," the strolling song from Fruits Basket. It just popped in my head.
And then I
Actually.
would just say we're going to start rounding out the show soon.
Yeah, we got maybe 10 more minutes, guys, if that.
No, 10 minutes is good. 11:30 is good.
Kat, if you're into character-driven anime, check out Gundam.
I think Gundam's more
robots.
of a political anime than a character-driven anime.
No. Not that I don't like political animes, but
Gundam, I like Gundam, but sometimes it gets too dialogue heavy, and when you watch Gundam, you want Gundam.
let's see what else. My favorite LGBT character is Midnighter. I've actually never read Midnighter.
Midnighter's a good character, but I only read him. So many characters and books out there.
Yeah, there's so many. It's getting into new ones too. Mike Manhattan, Peter David should come back to Supergirl. I don't think he has any plans for it. I just interviewed him. And also Linda Danvers was just such a different Supergirl than Kara is. You don't like the new Supergirl season. So do you DC CW shows getting worse in quality? I think so. Or maybe we're just getting too much TV.
Maybe.
Max Washington says, "Who's your favorite penciler?"
Too many. Too many.
Right?
I'll tell you right now that DC has very strong art. Marvel's getting there, but their top tier artists are only on a book for like 2 issues and then they take a long break. Like Ryan Otley was supposed to be on Spider-Man. He comes on every once in a while and then he disappears again. Mark Bagley was supposed to be on, I think, Avengers. No, Ed McGuinness was supposed to be on Avengers. He was on for a little while, disappeared. Bagley was supposed to be on a book, was on 2 issues, disappeared.
Well, also because, interiors pay less than covers, or at least, it takes a longer time to do interiors. So I think those people they want to do those cover art to get that money than do,
right. A Mark Bagley $200
interiors.
variant from Marvel gives the artist way more money than an entire internal issue.
And again, it doesn't take as much time. So
right, it's one picture.
Have you folks seen DC Superhero Girls? I actually have not.
I have not yet, but I'm very sure when my daughter gets to be of the age, because Tommy right now is watching Spider-Man, I'm positive that Isabella will probably be watching Superhero Girls. And me, I love comic stuff, and I don't need an excuse to buy things, but now I have an excuse to get that stuff for her. So pretty sure she will be, and then she's going to make me watch it. So it's going to happen, just not yet.
I think that's around all the questions we've gotten. So, that we'll cover. So, yeah, I think we'll start wrapping up. So thank you guys for all the great questions.
Yeah. So before we close out, does anybody have anything they'd like to promote or talk about?
I'm good.
I did have new videos I uploaded this week, and also just wanted to thank you guys for who watched last week's that subscribed to my channel. I have exceeded over 2,600 subscribers, and I made a video about. So thank you all so very much.
Bill helped you out. He helped you out in that.
Yeah,
that subscription.
And he actually commented one of the video special. The subscribers, but I did have new videos uploaded this week, and I'm gonna have more. But if you like to check out more info, it's at Duderock. Well, it's Duderock18 on my YouTube channel. Just go there, like, sub, let people know about it, as well as our individual channels, Chris's Darwin NC86 and Cat's Kamaguno. We got videos there as well.
Also Mike Spider Slayer, which we are streaming on Comic Corner 2.0. Videos will be coming out from Mike. Brant, Torch Night Gaming's giveaway is going on. You can check that out at Torch Night Gaming. You can find them all across social media. Just type in the Torch Night Gaming. For me, I did a top 5 hints and thing. Well, it's just called Top 5 Hints for New Readers who want to come into comic reading. I did that last week. Did really well. A lot of people asked for more, so I'm doing another top 5 video this week. It hasn't been shot yet, but I will be recording it. It will either be up tomorrow or it'll either be up Thursday. It really is tomorrow because it's almost Wednesday. It'll either be up Thursday or Saturday. it'll be another top 5. And if people continue to enjoy them on my channel, I'll probably continue doing them from time to time. Once regular comics start coming back, I'll be focusing on the review and a few other things that I had planned. But if everybody likes top 5s, I will definitely start doing
more. It's a good
more
list to do. David asked if we had a video tomorrow. So we are going to do the topic times, but we're waiting until new comics come out. So that's why you haven't seen the videos the day after, just because there's nothing much to talk about that we wouldn't talk about on the show. And there's no topic from the comics. So we're going to wait until the comic books come back.
Yep. There you go. So thank you all so much for being here. You can follow us all across social media. And you know what? I said that, and I should have had this ready. You can follow us all across social media at Comic Frontline across the board. You could also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to Comic Corner 2.0 and or Comic Frontline. If you subscribe to Comic Corner 2.0, come over to Comic Frontline and give us a sub. And if you sub to Comic Frontline, go over to Mike's channel, Comic Corner 2.0. Awesome content on both channels. Don't forget to click the notification bell, however, because YouTube right now is being run by robots. So if you want to be notified when new videos and new live streams come out, you're going to want to hit that bell. And then also don't forget to like this video to show YouTube you like it. And also you can follow all of us on our social medias right here. So thank you all. Take care. Have a wonderful, safe week. And let's hope that next week when DC new books come out, things don't go absolutely insane. We'll find out and we'll talk about it next week. Take care, everybody.
Rock on there, everyone.